What हो रहा है क्या class? This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, sir. Here on your screen,
Yes,
Okay.
Constitution of India, topic is Election Commission of India. Okay? And important points to remember. Important points to remember. So let's start.
आज इतना ही आता है.
First point, neutral. First point is the Election Commission of India is a constitutional body established by the Constitution of India, empowered to conduct free and fair elections. So Election Commission is empowered to conduct free and fair elections. Second point, it is headed by a chief election commissioner and consists of two other election commissioners as constituent members. Election Commission of India was formed on 25th January 1950, almost 75 years ago. Fourth point, National Voters' Day is celebrated annually in India on 25th January to mark the foundation day of Election Commission of India. I read this point once again. National Voters' Day is celebrated annually in India on 25th January to mark the foundation day of Election Commission of India. Point number 5. Election Commission of India, ECI, was established by the Government of India in order to encourage more young voters to take part in the political process. Sixth point, National Voters' Day was first celebrated on 25th January 2011. I repeat this once again. National Voters' Day was first celebrated on 25th January 2011. The Election Commission is headquartered at Nirvachan Sadan in New Delhi. Point number 8. In 1950, the Election Commission of India was established as a single member body. 9 point. As per the Election Commissioner Amendment Act 1989, the commission was made a multi-member body headed by a chief election commissioner and two other election commissioners who were appointed to the commission for the first time on 16th October 1989. 10th point, on 1st January 1990, it reverted to a single member body after the post of election commissioner was abolished. I would like to read point 9 and 10 once again. Very, very important. As per the Election Commissioner Amendment Act 1989, the commission was made a multi-member body headed by a chief election commissioner and two other election commissioners were appointed to the commission for the first time on 16th October 1989. But on 1st January 1990, it reverted back to a single member body after the post of election commissioner was abolished. It was again restored to the three-member structure on 1st October 1993. 12th point, the election commission is headed by the chief election commissioner and consisting of two other election commissioners. Point 13, the chief election commissioner does not have overruling powers and any decision is taken by the opinion of the majority among the three. Now 14th point, the subject elections is contained in part 15 of the Indian Constitution. I repeat this once again. The subject elections is contained in part 15 of the Indian Constitution. Now point 15, part 15 of the Indian Constitution deals with the elections. This part outlines the provisions for the conduct of elections in India and the powers Functions and responsibilities of the Election Commission of India. Part 15 of the Indian Constitution consists of articles 324 to 329A related to elections conducted in India. Now, what is this Article 324? Very, very important. Article 324, superintendence, direction and control of elections to be vested in an election commission. And the two functions are, this article grants the Election Commission of India the authority to supervise, direct and control the elections in the country, including elections to Parliament, state legislatures, and the offices of the President and Vice President. It ensures that elections are free and fair. B. The Election Commission is an autonomous constitutional body ensuring impartiality in the conduct of elections. Now, point 18, Article 325. Article 325 states that no person to be ineligible for inclusion in the electoral rolls on grounds of religion, race, caste, or sex. This article prohibits discrimination based on religion, race, caste, or sex for inclusion in the electoral rolls. It guarantees that all eligible citizens, irrespective of their background, are allowed to vote. Article 326. Elections to be on the basis of adult suffrage. Article 326 states about elections to be on the basis of adult suffrage. And what does it mean? It means it mandates that elections in India are based on universal adult suffrage, meaning all citizens of India who are 18 years or older are eligible to vote in elections without any discrimination. Now, point number 20, Article 327. Article 327 states that the power of Parliament to make laws with respect to elections to Parliament and state legislatures. This article gives the Parliament the power to make laws regarding the conduct of elections to the Lok Sabha, that is House of the People, Rajya Sabha, that is the Council of States, and the legislatures of the states. This ensures that there is uniformity in election procedures across the country. Article 328. Article 328, power of state legislatures to make laws with respect to elections to the legislature of the state. This article grants state legislatures the power to make laws concerning elections to the legislatures of the state, subject to the provisions of the Constitution and laws enacted by Parliament. Article 329, bar to interference by courts in electoral matters. This article prohibits courts from intervening in electoral matters except for issues relating to election disputes that are subject to judicial review. This ensures that election-related issues are primarily addressed by the Election Commission and the legislature. Now, Article 329A, very important. Article 329A of the Constitution of India, which was added by the 39th Amendment Act of 1975, placed the disputes relation to the President, Vice President, Prime Minister, and Speaker beyond the scope of the judiciary. They are to be decided by such authority as may be determined by the Parliament. This was in accordance with the 39th Amendment Act of 1975. However, the Article 329A was subsequently struck down by the Constitution 44th Amendment Act 1978 on 20th June 1978. 1979. Point number 24. The appointment and term of the election commissioner is prescribed in the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners' appointment, conditions of service and term of office Act 2023. Point number 25. As per the Section 7 of the Act, an election commissioner is appointed by the President of India on the recommendation of a selection committee headed by the Prime Minister of India and consisting of the leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha and a member of the Union Council of Ministers to be nominated by the Prime Minister. In March 2023, the Supreme Court of India ruled that the appointments shall be made by a committee consisting of the Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition, and the Chief Justice of India, and the process would be in place until a new law is enacted with regards to the same. The new law enacted in 2023 replaced the Chief Justice with a member appointed by the Prime Minister in the selection committee. Point number 27. The term of the Chief Election Commissioner can be a maximum of 6 years from the date on which he or she assumes his office. However, the Chief Election Commissioner retires from office if he or she attains the age of 65 years before the expiry of the term. Point number 28. While the Chief Election Commissioner can only be removed by office through the process of impeachment, requiring 2/3 majority of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha to be present and voting for the same. Point number 29. Election commissioners can be removed by the President on the recommendation of the Chief Election Commissioner. I repeat this point once again. Election commissioners can be removed by the President on the recommendation of the Chief Election Commissioner. Point number 30. The Election Commission of India is a body constitutionally empowered to conduct free and fair elections to the national, the state legislative assemblies, state legislative councils, and the offices of the President and Vice President. Point number 31. The Election Commission operates under the powers granted by Article 324 of the Constitution and subsequently enacted Representation of the People Act. Point number 32. The State Election Commission are responsible for conducting local body elections in the respective states. Point number 33. The Election Commission describes the dates for the filing of nominations, voting, counting, and announcement of results. Point number 34. Election Commission issues a model code of conduct for political parties and candidates to ensure that the elections are conducted in a free and fair manner. Point number 35. The Code of Conduct was issued for the first time in 1971 for the 5th Lok Sabha elections. This is very, very important. This is very, very important. The Code of Conduct was issued for the first time in 1971 for the 5th Lok Sabha elections and has revised it from time to time. It lays down guidelines for the conduct of political parties and candidates during an election period. Point number 36. A law for the registration process for political parties was enacted in 1989. The registration ensures that the political parties are recognized as national, state, and regional parties. The Election Commission has the right to allot symbols to the political parties depending on the status. The same symbol cannot be allocated to two political parties, even if they do not contest in the region. The Commission prepares electoral rolls and updates the voter list. Point number 39. To prevent electoral fraud, electors' photo identity cards, what we say EPIC. EPIC stands for Electors' Photo Identity Cards, were introduced in the year 1993. However, certain legal documents such as ration cards have been allowed for voting in certain situations. Point number 40. The Election Commission is responsible for scrutinizing and accepting the applications of the candidates willing to contest in the elections. A person can be disqualified from contesting the elections if incorrect or incomplete information is provided in the affidavit, and if he or she has been convicted by any court in India in which a jail term of 2 or more years has been awarded. Point number 41. In 2017, the Election Commission supported the case for a lifetime ban on convicted felons. Now, what do you mean by convicted felons? A person who has been legally found guilty of committing a felony, which is a serious crime, from contesting elections in an affidavit filed in the Supreme Court. Point number 42. The Election Commission sets limits on poll-related expenditure by the candidates during election campaign. Point number 43. The Commission appoints officers of Indian Revenue Service from the Income Tax Department as election observers. Point number 44. The Commission takes details of the candidate's assignment in an affidavit at the time of submitting the nomination paper, and they are also required to give details of the expenditure within 30 days of the declaration of results. Point number 45. Voting in India is done using electronic voting machines, EVMs, what you say. And there are provisions for postal voting and special arrangements for the disabled. The EVMs were first trained in 1982 in the by-election of Paravur Assembly constituency in Kerala in a limited number of polling stations. I repeat this point 46 once again. The EVMs were first trained in 1982 in the by-election to Paravur Assembly constituency in Kerala in a limited number of polling stations. The EVMs are manufactured by two public sector undertakings. They are Bharat Electronics and Electronics Corporation of India Limited. Now, point number 48. Voter verified paper audit trail. What do you say? VVPAT. Voter verified paper audit trail is VVPAT. Was introduced on a trial basis in a by-poll in September 2013 in Noksen Assembly constituency in Nagaland. Point number 49. Voter verified paper audit trail was later used in various legislative elections and in 8 Lok Sabha constituencies in 2014 Indian general election. In 2014, none of the above nota, very, very important. In 2014, none of the above nota was added as an option on the voting machines, which is now a mandatory option to be provided in any election. The specific symbol for nota, a ballot paper with a black cross across it, was introduced on 18 September 2015. These dates, these happenings are very, very important. Point number 51. Photo electoral rolls with photograph of the candidates on the EVMs were first introduced in the 2015 Bihar Legislative Assembly elections. Point number 52. Election Commission organized an open hackathon. The word hackathon is a combination of hack and marathon, that is a marathon for hackers, on 3rd June 2017, encouraging people to attempt hacking of EVMs and by the Commission in various Indian elections. While none of them participated, functioning of the EVM and VVPAT machines were demonstrated in the event. Point number 53. Postal voting in India is done only through electronically transmitted postal ballot papers. That is called EPPB. That stands for electronically transmitted postal ballot papers, EPPB. Postal votes are counted first before the counting of votes from the EVM. Point number 55. Only certain categories of people are eligible to register as postal voters. Employees working in the nation's armed forces and state police, as well as their spouses and those working for the government of India who are officially posted abroad, can register for the postal vote. People in preventive detention can use postal vote, while prisoners are not allowed to vote. I repeat once again. People in preventive detention can use postal vote, while prisoners are not allowed to vote. The Election Commission of India has granted permission for individuals aged 80 and above and those with physical challenges to cast their votes from their homes. Now, point number 56. In 2011, the Supreme Court of India directed the Election Commission to include a paper trail to help confirm the reliable operation of EVMs. The Election Commission developed EVMs with voter verified paper audit trail, what we say VVPAT, which are trailed in the 2014 Indian general election. After the 2019 ruling by the Supreme Court, EVMs with accompanying VVPAT are used in all the elections with a small percentage, 2% of the VVPATs verified to ensure the reliability before certifying the final result. Point number 57. Paper ballots were exclusively used during elections till the 1990s. An amendment to the Representation of the People Act 1951, which allowed the usage of EVMs, was passed by the Parliament of India in December 1988 and came into force in March 1989. Point number 59. In March 1992, changes were made to the Conduction of Election Rules 1961 by the Government of India to permit the usage of electronic voting. Point number 60. EVMs were used in 1998. The machines were used on an experimental basis across 25 state assembly constituencies during the assembly elections in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Delhi. Point number 61. In May 2001, EVMs were used in all constituencies for the state assembly of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Puducherry, and West Bengal. Mute. In 2004, in the general election, the EVMs were used in all 543 parliamentary constituencies for the first time. This is very, very important. In 2004, in the general elections, the EVMs were used in all 543 parliamentary constituencies for the first time. Since the time, all state assembly and parliamentary elections are held using the EVMs. In July 2011, trials were conducted at 175 polling booths in Ladakh, Thiruvananthapuram, Cherrapunji, East Delhi, and Jaisalmer to test the performance of the VVPAT system under various weather conditions. VVPAT was further introduced on a trial basis in by poll at Noksen in Nagaland in September 2013. I repeat this once again, very, very important. VVPAT was further introduced on a trial basis in a by-poll at Noksen in Nagaland in September 2013. Following a directive of the Supreme Court on 8 October 2013, the Election Commission of India introduced VVPATs along with EVMs in a phased manner. Point number 66. In 2019, the Supreme Court further directed that a small percentage, 2% of the VVPATs to be verified to ensure the reliability before the final results were certified. Point number 67. The EVM was designed by a team led by A.G. Rao and Ravi Uvaya, professors at IIT Bombay. This is very, very important, 67. The EVM was designed by a team led by A.G. Rao and Ravi Uvaya, professors at IIT Bombay. Point number 68. A single EVM machine can record a maximum of 2000 votes. I repeat once again. A single EVM machine can record a maximum of 2000 votes. Point number 69. In 2017, the Election Commission decided to replace all first generation machines, and most of the machines in use in 2024 belong to third generation. Point number 70. Nepal, Bhutan, Namibia, and Kenya have acquired India manufactured EVMs. So we could export these things to these countries, Nepal, Bhutan, Namibia, and Kenya. 71. The Chief Election Commissioner of India is the head of the Election Commission of India. The President of India appoints the Chief Election Commissioner of India, who has a tenure of 6 years or up to age of 65 years. Good. Whichever is earlier. The CEC of India is usually a member of the Indian Civil Service and mostly from the Indian Administrative Service. Point number 72. By the Election Commission, Condition of Services of Election Commission and Transaction of Business Act 1991, the salary of the Chief Election Commissioner is the same as the salary of a judge of the Supreme Court of India. Currently, the salary of CEC, Chief Election Commissioner, is 2,50,000 per month. Now, dear students, in front of your screen, list of Chief Election Commissioners of India. They may ask you to arrange these names serially, so you should remember their name. First is Sukumar Sen. Sukumar Sen, he became the Chief Election Commissioner on 21st March 1950 and retired on 19th December 1958, almost 8 years, 273 days. Then Kullan Sundaram, 20th December to 1958, 30th September 1967, up to. And his age, so long he served the Election Commission of India, his age was 8 years, 284 days. So you just see the longest serving Chief Election Commissioner was KVK Sundaram. KVK Sundaram, he served as Chief Election Commissioner for 8 long years, 8 years, 284 days. Then after that, there was SP Shen Verma, not much. Then Nagendra Singh, not much. T. Swaminathan, then SL Chagdar, then R.K. Trivedi, R.V.S. Peri Shastri, V.S. Ramadevi. Now this is very, very important. V.S. Ramadevi, she was the Chief Election Commissioner for a period of only 16 days. Only 16 days. Now 10th one was T.N. Session. T.N. Session, he was there from 12th December 1990 to 11th December 1996, 6 years. So likewise, we have M.S. Gill, J.M. Lindo, T.S. Krishna Murthy, B.B. Tandon, and Gopala Swamy. 16th, Naveen Chawla. 17th, S.Y. Qureshi. 18th, B.S. Sampath. 19th, Horishankar Verma. 28th, Naseem Zaidi. 21, Achal Kumar Jyoti. 22, Om Prakash Rawat. 23rd, Sunil Arora. 24th, Sushil Chandra. 25th is Rajiv Kumar. And 26th, present Chief Election Commissioner of India is Gyanesh Kumar. So Gyanesh Kumar took charge on 19th of February 2025. Now point number 73. The longest serving Chief Election Commissioner was KVK Sundaram. The longest serving Chief Election Commissioner was KVK Sundaram. And the second Chief Election Commissioner, CEC of India, after Sukumar Sen, KVK Sundaram, his full name is Kollan Vaidyanathan Puttur Sundaram. Assumed office on 20th December 1958 and served till 30th September 1967, a tenure of 8 years and 284 days. In doing so, Sundaram became the longest serving CEC, beating San's record of a tenure of 8 years and 273 days. The third longest serving CEC in the country was T.N. Session, who served from 12th December 1990 to 11th December 1996, a tenure of 6 years. Now, these are very remarkable points. You should know them. India's first female Chief Election Commissioner was V.S. Ramadevi. V.S. Ramadevi was India's first female Chief Election Commissioner. Point number 75. The shortest serving Chief Election Commissioner was V.S. Ramadevi from 26 November 1990 to 11 December 1990. She was the Chief Election Commissioner of India for a span of only 16 days. Largest Lok Sabha constituency area-wise is Ladakh. Smallest Lok Sabha constituency area-wise is Chandni Chowk, New Delhi. 78. Largest parliamentary constituency in terms of number of electors is Malkajgiri. Malkajgiri, it is a suburb of Hyderabad in the Telangana state. Smallest parliamentary constituency in terms of number of electors is Lakhadi. Now, someone may ask you, total MPs in Lok Sabha as of 2025 is 543 elected members. Total MPs in Rajya Sabha, 245 members. 233 are representatives of the states and union territories, and 12 are nominated by the president. The 82nd, the 104th Constitutional Amendment Act 2020, very important. The act abolished the provision for the nomination of members of the Anglo-Indian community to the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies. Point number 83. You must be knowing these things. The minimum age to become a member of the Lok Sabha is only 25 years. It is stated in Article 84, Clause B. The minimum age to become a member of the Rajya Sabha is 30 years. The minimum age to become the President of India is 35 years. The minimum age to become the Vice President of India is again 35 years. And the minimum age to become a member of the Legislative Assembly, MLA in India, is 25 years. So, what is the minimum age required to become the Prime Minister of India? Only 25 years. What is the minimum age required to become the Chief Minister of a state? Only 25 years. But if you want to become President or Vice President, you must be 35 years of age. And 88, the minimum age to become a member of the Legislative Council in India is 30 years. And the minimum age to become governor of a state is 35 years. Now, question number 90 is often asked. In India, 6 states currently have a legislative council. And the states are, 6 states have legislative council, that means the upper house. And the states are Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Bihar, and Uttar Pradesh. These states have a bicameral legislature, meaning they have both a legislative assembly lower house and a legislative council upper house. Present Chief Election Commissioner of India is Sri Gyanesh Kumar, and present election commissioners are Vivek Joshi and Sukhbir Singh Sandhu. Point number 93. Tripura State Election Commission is an autonomous and statutory body constituted for ensuring that elections are conducted in free, fair, and unbiased way. Point number 94. Constitution of India, with provisions as per Article 243K and 243ZA and Article 324, ensures creation and safeguarding of the power of State Election Commission. Point number 95. Tripura State Election Commission is responsible for conducting elections for urban local bodies like municipalities, municipal corporations, panchayats, and any other specified by Election Commission of India. Tripura State Election Commissioner is appointed by Governor of Tripura. Tripura State Election Commission was formed on 26 April 1994. This I repeat once again. Tripura State Election Commission was formed on 26 April 1994. Point number 98. To ensure the autonomy of the position, the Tripura State Election Commissioner cannot be removed from office except on the grounds and manner specified for Judge of High Court. And point number 99. Tripura State Election Commission was formed after amendment of Constitution with 73rd and 74th declaration. Point number 100. State election commissions were formed as per Article 243K of the Constitution, similar to setting up of Election Commission of India as per Article 324. So these are the 100 very important points today we have read. And now we will discuss some 50 questions on job-oriented MCQs on election inspector exam or your TCS TPS grade 2 examination. So let's see the job oriented questions on election inspector examination. Okay. If you can answer, these things, okay, let them. Okay, I'll tell you the answers and you just note it down. Election Commission can advise for disqualification of elected members under which article? The answer is Article 102. All of you write it down. If you have your pen, then you can mark question number 1. This is under Article 102, the Election Commission can recommend disqualifications based on grounds like holding an office of profit. Article 102 of the Indian Constitution lays down the conditions under which a member of Parliament MP can be disqualified. Now, the Election Commission can advise the President on questions of disqualification under this article. Under Article 102, a person can be disqualified if they hold an office of profit under the government, or they are of unsound mind, and they are an undischarged insolvent, they are not citizen of India, or are disqualified under any law made by Parliament like the Representation of the People Act 1951. Question number 2. Which election was considered a major turning point for the Election Commission due to strict enforcement of rules? Answer is C. 1991 elections. 1991 elections. Now, I would like to explain you the 1991 general elections are widely considered a major turning point for the Election Commission of India because of the strict enforcement of the Model Code of Conduct and electoral laws under the leadership of T.N. Session, the then Chief Election Commissioner. Now, key reasons why this election was called a remarkable 1991 general elections, because there was crackdown on electoral malpractices like booth capturing, bribing voters, and misuse of government machinery. And the photo identity cards, EPIC, was first introduced. Strict adherence to the Model Code of Conduct and curbing muscle power and memory power in elections. T.N. Sessions reforms gave the Election Commission a stronger and more independent image. Question number 3. Who determines the territorial constituencies for elections? The choice are Parliament, Election Commission, Delimitation Commission, and Supreme Court. The right answer is C, is Delimitation Commission. Now, the Delimitation Commission, it is an independent body which decides the territorial boundaries of constituencies. Question number 4. Which of the following is true regarding Election Commission's independence? The answer is, the option is B. It is a constitutional body free from government control. And let me explain you, the Election Commission of India is an independent constitutional authority established under Article 324 of the Constitution. It is not controlled by the government and operates automatically and autonomously to ensure free and fair elections. It does not require Parliament's permission to perform its duties, although Parliament can make laws regarding elections. While the President appoints the Chief Election Commissioner and other commissioners, once appointed, they function independently and are protected against arbitrary removal. Question number 5. The power to decide on the disqualification of MPs and MLAs in case of defection is given to Speaker or Chairman. Now, let me explain you. Under the 10th schedule of the Constitution, what we popularly call as anti-defection law, the Speaker for the Lok Sabha and the state legislative assemblies or the chairman for the Rajya Sabha legislative councils has the authority to decide on disqualification of MPs and MLAs on grounds of defection. Their decision can, however, be challenged in courts. Judicial review by the Supreme Court or High Court is allowed. Question number 6, very, very important from examination point of view. The concept of one nation, one election is associated with the concept of one nation, one election is associated with simultaneous elections for Lok Sabha and state assemblies. Now, one nation, one election refers to the idea of holding elections for the Lok Sabha and all state legislative assemblies at the same time. The goal is to reduce election-related costs, minimize disruption to governance due to frequent elections, and improve administrative efficiency. It would require significant constitutional and legal changes to implement fully. Question number 7. Which election commissioner became famous for strictly enforcing election laws in the 1990s? The answer is T.N. Session. Now, T.N. Session, he totally made a revolution in the election process when he was the Chief Election Commissioner. He was appointed the 10th Chief Election Commissioner of India. He served from 1990 to 96 and became known for his electoral reforms. His full name is Tirunelli Narayana Iyer Session, T.N. Session, who served as Chief Election Commissioner from 12 December 1990 to 11 December 1996. He redefined the status and visibility of the Election Commission of India. He identified more than 100 electoral malpractices and reformed the election process. Some of the reforms he implemented include enforcement of election code of conduct, voter IDs for all eligible voters, limit on election candidates' expenditure, appointing election officials from states other than the one facing polls. He curbed several malpractices like bribing or intimidating voters, distribution of liquor during elections, use of government funds and machinery for campaigning, appealing to voters, caste or communal feelings, use of places of worship for campaigns, use of loudspeakers and high volume music without prior written permission. During T.N. Session, Subramaniam Swamy was the Union Law and Justice Minister. Now question number 8. Voter ID cards were introduced under the Election Commission during the tenure of T.N. Session. Question number 9. The Election Commission of India celebrated its 75th year in 2025, this year. The Election Commission of India celebrated its 75th year of service on 25th January 2025, making a significant milestone in its history. Established on 25th January 1950, the Commission has been instrumental in conducting free and fair elections in the country. To commemorate this occasion, the 15th National Voters' Day was observed, with President Draupadi Murmu gracing the event as the chief guest and presenting the Best Electoral Practices awards to state and district officials. National Voters' Day, celebrated annually on 25th January since 2011, aims to encourage active voter participation and raise awareness about the importance of voting in India. The 2025 celebration highlighted the Election Commission's commitment to strengthening democratic processes over the past 75 years. Question number 10. The Election Commission's budget is charged on the Consolidated Fund of India. Question number 10, option C is the right answer. Now, let me explain you the Election Commission of India expenses, especially through related to the salaries and allowances of the Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners are charged on the Consolidated Fund of India. This means their budget is not subject to parliamentary vote, ensuring the financial independence and autonomy of the commission. This setup helps protect the commission from any political or executive pressure. Question number 11. In case of difference of opinion among the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners, the matter is decided by majority of commissioners. 11. Question 11, answer is C. When there is a difference of opinion between Chief Election Commissioner and the Election Commissioner, the matter is decided by the majority of the members of the Election Commission. This procedure is mentioned in Article 324 of the Constitution and related laws. The Chief Election Commissioner is first among equals and does not have overriding powers. I repeat this sentence once again. You listen to me. Say, the Chief Election Commissioner is first among equals, but does not have overriding powers. Question 12. What is the minimum age for contesting Lok Sabha elections? Minimum age for contesting Lok Sabha elections is only 25 years. And this is stated in Article 84. VVPAT is used along with EVMs.
EVM.
Yeah. Voter verifiable paper audit trail, VVPAT, what we say, is used alongside electronic voting machines, EVMs. It provides a paper trail for each vote cast through an EVM, allowing the voter to verify that the vote has been recorded correctly. This system enhances transparency and trust in the electronic voting process. Question number 14. How many recognized national parties were there in India as per the Election Commission data of 2024? Now the answer is 6. As per the Election Commission of India, there were 6 recognized national parties as of 2024. These parties met the criteria set by the Election Commission, including securing at least 6% of the total valid votes in 4 or more states and winning at least 4 seats in the Lok Sabha. The 6 recognized national parties in India are Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, Indian National Congress, INC, Communist Party of India, Marxist, Bahujan Samaj Party, BSP, National People's Party, and the 6th one is Aam Aadmi Party, what you say, AAP, AAP. Question number 15. What is the role of returning officer in an election? To conduct the election process, to count the votes, to declare the election result is the role of returning officer. So all of these. The electoral roll is a list of registered voters. Question number 16, option A. The Election Commission was initially a body consisting of only 1 commissioner. And I would like to tell you, initially when the Election Commission of India was established in 1950, it consisted of only 1 commissioner known as the Chief Election Commissioner. However, we have already discussed this. However, the structure was later expanded to include more commissioners. In 1989, the Election Commission became a multi-member body with the addition of 2 election commissioners alongside the Chief Election Commissioner, making it a 3-member body. The Election Commission can recommend the dissolution of a state assembly under which article? Under Article 356. Very, very important. Article 356. Question 19. The Election Commission is empowered to take action in case of any violation of the Model Code of Conduct by political party. By political party. 19 option is A. Now to explain you, the Election Commission of India is empowered to take action in any case of any violation of the Model Code of Conduct by political parties and the candidates during elections. The MCC, that is Model Code of Conduct, is a set of guidelines aimed at ensuring free and fair elections. Political parties, candidates, and their supporters must adhere to these rules during the election campaign. If any violation occurs, the Election Commission can take action such as issuing warnings, imposing fines, or even de-recognizing political parties. Question number 20. Which of the following is the symbol of the Election Commission of India? It is Ashok Chakra. The symbol of the Election Commission of India is the Ashok Chakra. The Ashok Chakra is a 24-spoked wheel that appears on the national flag of India and is also used as a symbol of the Election Commission. Question number 21. Who is responsible for implementing the Election Commission's instructions regarding the Model Code of Conduct? It is the government. Okay. Question number 22. The Election Commission of India can impose a ban on political advertisements for how long? For how long before an election? It is 48 hours. Now to explain you this, the Election Commission of India can impose the ban on political advertisements 48 hours before the election or the closing of polling. This is to ensure that there is no last-minute influence or manipulation of voters through advertisements. This is part of the Model Code of Conduct during elections to ensure a fair and unbiased election process. Question number 23. Which of the following is a constitutional provision for regulating elections in India? It is, the answer is A, the Election Commission's power to issue directives. So question number 25, the right option is A. Now, question number 20, 23. Now question number 24. Okay. Question number 23, you could get up to 23 or call them. Whether they are. Unmute for. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Have you followed the class?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Sure.
sir.
Should I
Yes,
ask you
sir.
some questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Should I ask?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Please answer me these questions. Election Commission of India was formed on which date?
25th January.
January.
5th
January 1950.
1950.
January
1950.
25th January 1950.
51.
Hey, no,
50.
no. 25th January 1950. Election
25th
Commission of
January
India was
1950.
formed on
1950, sir.
25th January 1950. Okay. The Election Commission of India is a constitutional body established by the Constitution of India, empowered to conduct free and
Fair
Fair elections.
fair
election.
elections. Very good. National Voters Day was first celebrated on which date?
2011.
2011.
2011.
25th
And the
January.
date was? What was the date?
25th January.
25th January. 25th January. Right. Okay. Now you tell me. Which part of Indian Constitution describes about elections?
Sir, part 15.
Part 15.
Part 15.
Part 15.
Part 15. Part 15. Okay. Very good. You tell me what are the articles that come under part 15?
Article
324
324 to 329.
324 to 320.
9.
324 to 329A.
A.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, could you please tell us what was there in the article 329A? What was there in the article 329A?
Bar interference by the court in the electoral matters. By the court interference by the court and electoral matters.
No, not at all. Others
Sir,
can try.
Gram Sabha, sir. Gram Sabha.
Interference by the
Gram Sabha.
Which one?
Gram Sabha, sir.
Gram
Gram
Sabha?
Sabha.
No, not at all.
So by interference, it is below, sir.
39th Amendment Act 1975.
Elections for the president and vice president will be out of the judicial review.
And then
It is
is
repealed now.
this article is still existing or not?
Not existing.
Not existing.
Repealed by 44th Amendment Act 1976.
19?
1978.
Amendment.
44 amendment.
Achha, could you please apprise me of all the articles which are there in part 15 of the Indian Constitution? Can anybody apprise me all the articles related to part 15 of the Indian Constitution? What is Article 324? What is Article 324?
Superintendent's direction and control of election to be vested on the election commission.
Okay, then next one is, next one.
325 provision of discrimination
No
in
person ineligible for
okay.
inclusion into claimed electoral rolls on the ground of religion, race.
Okay, fine. Next one.
326 adult suffrage.
To the House of the People.
Adult suffrage.
Okay,
to the
now tell me,
Adult
who
suffrage.
was India's first
Adult
female
suffrage,
chief
sir.
election commissioner?
Sukumar Sen.
Sukumar Sen.
Sukumar Sen.
You listen to me first. Who was India's first female chief election commissioner?
V.S. Ramadevi.
V.S. Ramadevi.
Yes, Ramadevi. And how long she was there as chief
16
election
days.
commissioner?
Sir, 16 days.
16 days.
Sir, 16 days.
16 days. And how many election commissioners are there?
Sir, 3, sir. 3.
Huh?
26.
26. Who is the present chief election commissioner?
Ganesh Kumar.
Vivek Kumar.
Ganesh Kumar. And he became the chief election commissioner on which date?
19
19 February
19
2025.
February 2025. Okay, 19 February 2025. Okay, let's roll back to the remaining questions of today. Question number 24. Let's discuss about 24. Okay. The National Voters' Day is celebrated to mark which of the following? Can you guess?
Sir, the anniversary of Election Commission's
25.
formation.
Anniversary of the election commission formation.
The National Voters' Day is celebrated to mark which of the following?
The anniversary of
Sir, the
election commission
anniversary of Election Commission's
formation.
formation.
I ask you once
25th
again.
January.
Importance
The
of voters'
National Voters' Day
participation.
is celebrated to mark which of the following?
Importance of
voter
anniversary of the
participation.
election
The
commission
right
formation.
option is the importance of voters' participation. Could you follow? Because
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
because this was started in the year 2011 and National Voters' Day is celebrated on 25th January every year to encourage greater participation of young voters in the political process. And it was started in 2011, making the foundation day of the Election Commission of India, which was established on 25th January 1950. The day mainly focuses on spreading awareness about the importance of voting and ensuring that every eligible voter is enrolled in the electoral rolls. You got it, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Question number 25. The Election Commission is empowered to issue a notice for elections under, can you guess?
The
Option D, sir.
Election Act,
Both A and C.
sir,
Yeah,
Election Act
both A
1950.
and C. The
Yes, sir.
Representation of People Act 1951 and the Elections Act of 1950. Question number 26. The Election Commission oversees the preparation of the electoral roll. Who prepares it?
The Chief Electoral Officer.
Chief
The election
Electoral
commission.
Officer.
Yes, the Chief Electoral Officer is responsible for preparing the electoral roll while the Election Commission oversees the process. Who among the following appoints the Chief Electoral Officer in each state?
The President of India.
The President of India.
You listen to me. You listen to me. Who among the
Election
following
Commission.
appoints the Chief Electoral Officer in each state?
Election Commission.
Election Commission.
Election Commission.
Yes, it is the Election Commission. The Chief Electoral Officer of each state is appointed by the Election Commission of India in consultation with the state government. The CEO is usually a senior IAS officer and is responsible for supervising and coordinating all election-related activities in the state, ensuring free and fair elections. Now, tell me this. The right to vote in India is governed by
Sir, the Representation of
The
People Act 1950.
Representation of People Act 1950.
Option.
huh?
Option D.
The option
A
B, sir.
and B.
Yes, the answer is both A and B. The Constitution of India and the Representation of People Act 1950. The right to vote in India is governed by the Constitution of India, specifically Article 326, which provides for universal adult suffrage. Every Indian citizen aged 18 or above has the right to vote subject to certain conditions. And the Representation of the People Act 1950, which lays down detailed provisions regarding qualifications for registration as a voter and preparation for electoral rolls. So both documents together ensure the regulate the right to vote in India. Okay, question number 29. Let's see. In India, who has the authority to declare the results of the elections?
Election
Returning
Commission.
officer.
Election Commission.
Election Commission.
Election Commission.
Election Commission.
The answer is the returning officer.
Yes, sir.
The returning officer is the official designated to conduct elections in a specific constituency. One of the key responsibilities is to declare the result of the election after counting the votes, while the Election Commission of India oversees the overall process and ensures its fairness. Okay, the returning officer declares the result at the constituency level. Okay, question number 30. The Election Commission is required to submit an annual report to.
President of India.
Can you guess what is
Parliament
the
of
right
India.
answer?
Parliament of India, sir.
Parliament of
To have a
India.
discussion upon that.
The Election Commission is required to submit an annual report to the President of India.
Sir, it is President.
Okay. The Election Commission of India is required to submit an annual report of its work and activities to the President of India. After receiving the report, the President lays it before both houses of Parliament. This maintains transparency and allows Parliament to be informed about the functioning of the Election Commission. Okay. The electronic voting machine, EVMs, used in Indian elections are, can you guess which one is the right option?
Developed and managed by the Election Commission.
Yes, it is. Can you guess who said developed and managed by Election Commission?
Sir, me, sir.
No. The right answer is manufactured by the government of India. Okay. The electronic voting machines used in Indian elections are manufactured by two public sector undertakings. They're the government undertaking. One is Electronics Corporation of India Limited, what we say ECIL, under the Department of Atomic Energy, and the other department is Bharat Electronics Limited, BEL, what we say, under the Ministry of Defense. So these are government-owned companies, ensuring the security, reliability, and transparency of the machines. The Election Commission of India oversees their use but does not manufacture them. You got it? All of you got it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Electronic voting
Yes, sir.
machines used in Indian elections are manufactured by two public sector undertakings. And what are these two undertakings? One is
EPIL and
Electronics
Bell.
Corporation of
Electronic
India Limited,
Corporation.
and the other one is Bharat
Bharat Electronics.
Balak Electronics
Yeah.
Limited.
Question number 32. Which of the following members of the Election Commission of India has the casting vote?
The Assistant Election Commissioner.
No.
Chief
Which of the
Election
following
Commissioner.
members of the Election Commission of India has the casting vote? And what does it mean? I'll tell you. It is the Chief Election Commissioner.
The senior most election commissioner.
Yes, it is the Chief Election Commissioner. In case of a difference of opinion among the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners, the matter is decided by majority vote. However, if there is a tie, then the Chief Election Commissioner has the casting vote. You got it, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Meaning an extra vote to break the tie. This ensures Chief Election Commissioner's pivotal role in the decision-making process of the Election Commission of India. Okay, question number 33. The Election Commission of India can issue a notification for elections only when
The current body completes its term.
Body
very good. The
completes
current
its
body
term.
completes its term.
Yes, sir.
So explanation is like this. The Election Commission of India issues a notification for elections when the term of the existing legislative body, Lok Sabha or State Assembly, is about to expire or has expired. Accordingly, the constitutional provisions and electoral laws say that elections must be held before the expiry of the current body's term to ensure a smooth transition of power and avoid any governance vacuum. While the president or governor may dissolve a legislature, it is not their directive that triggers the election notification. It is mandated by law and timing. Question number 34. The Election Commission of India conducts elections for the Rajya Sabha through
Indirect elections.
Indirect election.
indirect elections. Very good. Rajya Sabha elections for the Council of States are conducted through indirect elections. The members of the Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of the state legislative assemblies, members of the legislative council, and members of parliament, Lok Sabha, using a system of proportional representation through a single transfer of vote. What do we say? STV. STV stands for single transfer of vote method. These elections are held to fill the vacancies that arise due to expiration of the term of Rajya Sabha members. Okay, question number 35. Question number 35. The Chief Election Commissioner is provided security of tenure under
Indian Constitution.
Indian Constitution. Very good. The
Yes, sir.
Chief Election Commissioner is provided security of tenure under Article 324 of the Indian Constitution. The Chief Election Commissioner can only be removed from office in a manner similar to that of a Supreme Court judge, meaning that the President can remove Chief Election Commissioner only on the grounds of proven misbehavior or incapacity following a resolution passed by both houses of parliament. This provision ensures the independence of the Election Commission. Now question number 36. The Election Commission of India is considered a plural body because it consists of
Three members.
three
members.
Yes. And the three members are Chief Election Commissioner and two election commissioners. Okay, question number 37. The Election Commission of India has the authority to fix the maximum election expenses for
Political parties, candidates, and government officials.
Political parties.
Tell me the answer correctly.
All of these.
All of these.
Candidates.
No. For government officials, it cannot.
All of these.
The Election Commission of India has the authority to fix the maximum election expenses for individual candidates contesting in elections. Could you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. While political parties also have rules regarding election expense, the Election Commission directly regulates the spending limits of candidates. Could you follow me? It's only
Yes.
the candidates,
Sir.
Yes, sir.
not political parties. Okay. In case of the death of a candidate before the election process begins, the election commission can
Conduct re-election for the
Conduct
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 re-election for the
re-elections for the
affected seat.
affected seat. Okay. Question number 39. The Election Commission of India is responsible for conducting elections to the Rajya Sabha under which
Sir,
of the
Article
following
80.
provision? Tell me.
Article
Article
80.
Sir, Article
Article
80.
80.
Article 80. Article 80 of the Indian Constitution deals with the composition of Rajya Sabha, that is the Council of States, and provides the provision for the Election Commission of India to conduct elections for the Rajya Sabha. Okay. Who is the ex officio member of the Election Commission of India?
President of India.
India.
You listen to me. Who is the ex officio member of the Election Commission of
Sir, the
India?
Law Minister. Sir, the Law Minister.
No. The
None of
Election
this.
Commission of
Manager.
India does not have any ex officio members.
None of this.
None of these. Okay. 41. The Election Commission has the authority to issue a notification for elections to the Rajya Sabha.
After
Before
6 years.
every
After every 6
sessions
years.
of Parliament.
No, not at all.
Once every 2 years.
Once every
Once-
2 years. Because
Oh,
1/3 of the members of the Rajya Sabha retire. Okay. After every 2 years. 42.
Yes, sir.
The Election Commission has the authority to conduct elections for the Vice President of India. Which of the following is true?
the Vice President is elected by members of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha.
Very good. The answer is the Vice President is elected by the members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Very good. Using a single transfer of vote system. 43. Under the election symbols, Reservation and Allotment Order 1968, which of the following symbols are reserved for national parties?
Specific symbols for all national
Specific symbols.
For all
Specific
national
symbols
parties.
for all national parties.
What? Specific symbols for all national
national
parties.
parties.
Okay. The election symbols, Reservation Allotment Order 1968 reserve specific symbols for national political parties. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The Election Commission of India issues notification for the election of the president.
6 months before the term ends.
Yes, the answer is 6 months before the term ends. The Election Commission of India issues a notification for the election of the president 6 months before the term of the current president ends. Okay, the election process is conducted well in advance to ensure that there is no vacancy in the office of the president and the new president is elected before the current president's term expires. Okay, next question. Question number 45. The Election Commission of India administers which of the following acts?
All
Sir,
of
the
the
model
above.
of conduct.
All of the
All
above.
of
All of
the
the above, sir.
Yes,
All of
it
the
is the
above.
representation of the People Act 1951, the election symbols, reservation and allotment order 1968, and the model code of conduct. All of the above. Very good. Question 46. Which of the following bodies is responsible for the funding of the Election Commission of India? Who funds?
The Union budget.
Sir, the Union budget.
Answer
Not
is the Union budget.
consolidated, sir. Consolidated Fund of India.
No. Here,
Parliament.
consolidated fund is not there. So here, the option is the Union budget. The
Yes.
funding
All right,
for,
sir.
the funding for the
The Union
Election
budget.
Commission of India comes from the Union budget. The
Yes, sir.
Election Commission is an independent constitutional body, but its budget is approved by the Parliament as part of the annual Union budget. You got it, all of you?
Yes, sir.
This ensures that the Election Commission has the necessary funds to conduct free and fair elections at the national and state level. Now answer me this. The Election Commission of India is empowered to issue a notification for the disqualification of a member of a state legislature under which article of the Indian Constitution?
190.
102.
191.
102.
It is not 102. You haven't read our part J.
190.
It is Article 190. You are not going through our
190.
study material. This is there in Article 190. Specifically, you have written there. Under Article 190 of the Indian Constitution, the Election Commission of India is empowered to issue a notification for the disqualification of a member of a state legislature if they are found guilty of certain offences. Okay, question number 48. The Election Commission of India can take action in case of violation of the Model Code of Conduct by
Only election
Political
officials.
parties and candidates.
Political
yes,
parties
it is
and
by
candidates.
political parties and
Party
candidates.
and
Candidates.
Yeah, okay. Like campaigning during prohibited hours, like making inflammatory speeches, using government resources for election purposes, or bribery and other corrupt practices. Now, the Election Commission of India issues the final voter list for election
the election
after.
Oh, objection to the
nominations are
list.
filed.
Yeah.
No, you listen to me. The
Objection to the
Election
list.
Commission
The
of
election
India
is
issues
declared.
the final voter list for election
The
after.
election date is declared.
After.
Objection to the list are heard.
Yes, objections to
election-
the list are heard. The Election Commission of India issues the final voter list for elections only after any objections raised during the draft voter list phase are resolved. A draft voter list is published and citizens can object if there are any inaccuracies such as names missing or incorrectly listed. After objections are heard and addressed, the final voter list is issued and it is used for conducting elections. Then question number 50. The Election Commission of India monitors the election expenses of.
Both political parties
Both
and
political
independent
parties
candidates.
and independent candidates.
Yes, very good. The Election Commission of India monitors the election expenses of both political parties and independent candidates to ensure fairness and transparency during election. Okay, so the Election Commission sets expenditure limits for candidates and political parties to prevent any unfair advantage gained through excessive spending. Okay, good number of students are here with us who participate in today's discussion. And so, could you follow today's class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
We will have other 3 sessions here online, and I'll be holding classes on this election process and this revenue system. Okay. And this will be very nice for those who are appearing this examination. Could you follow?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Could you follow? You have any
Yes,
question
sir.
to ask?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, no problem.